for me. I truly appreciate that.
Of course. Excited to chat.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I promise I won't take too much of your time, but if you're ready, I'm ready. We can go ahead and get this interview started.
Let's do it.
All right. So, for people who may not have heard some of your work, how would you describe your sound?
Um, I would describe it as emotionally honest music.
Love that. Love that. Definitely get that. And before first things first, I forgot to say congrats on their latest EP, Powerlines. Amazing. I loved it.
Oh, thanks so much.
Which follows me into my next question. What or who is someone that inspires you at the moment, music wise?
There's this artist named McGee, who I absolutely love at the moment. Probably a lesser known artist, but I think he's absolutely incredible at songwriting and melodic guitar playing. I've been listening to a lot of Dijon as well, and those two guys are friends and playing in a band together, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's what I've been listening to as of late. I've also been listening to Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska, which is an old
Nice.
album.
Nice.
And
Can't go
a
wrong
weird
with the
album from
boss.
here. Yeah, a weird album from him, but I've been really inspired by some of the songwriting on that.
Nice, nice, nice. I love those answers. And now let's go ahead and deep dive into Powerlines. As you stated, your music is very honest and it dives into uncertainties of growing up and going through life, especially in your sophomore EP, Powerlines. Can you please break down the writing process for this project?
Sure. The writing process was kind of all over. Some of it was songs that I had kind of had sitting around for a year, and some of it were songs that I felt like needed to fill the spaces in between the songs that I knew were good enough to make it onto a project, but didn't really have the connecting pieces in between them. So a lot of it was kind of filling in the blanks and kind of figuring out what life real estate I haven't touched on yet, and what stories I still wanted to tell, and what stories I thought would fit well in terms of the overall themes of the project. So it was a bit all over the place, which my writing usually is. It's a lot of kind of just collecting and thinking, and then at its best, it's just a very salient sitting down and organizing ideas into a cohesive song. So it was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, I get that, but I feel like for you, like it's also been very therapeutic as well. Is that fair to say?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it always is.
Yeah.
It always is. It's rarely, and not it could be therapeutic in the normal traditional sense. It also sometimes is like less of a dramatic type of therapeutic. Like, oh, my heart aches, and I need to mend it with these melodies and music and lyrics. Some of it is just I'm just having a weird day on earth as a human, and I'd like to put those feelings somewhere. So yeah, I think it's always therapeutic for me.
I feel that. I love that, Sam. Definitely love that. And then just speaking about uncertainties of life, what are some of the things of your life that has truly made you reflect?
I think the mortality of life is always an interesting thing to think about, whether it's a loved one passing away, or just thinking about that we're not on earth forever. I think that is seemingly the easiest way to remind yourself to be present and be where your feet are. And for me, that's always a nice, reality calibration to just realize that we're not here forever, and whatever we're doing now is special, no matter how big or small it seems. So that's what I've been trying to be a lot more present lately in my life and in my relationships and in my attachments to things and people. So that's kind of what I've been thinking about in terms of all that.
Oof, that was very deep, Sam. I feel that for sure. And then my next question. Let's go ahead and break down the song First Place. It feels like you're talking about the constant battle that we go through in our heads of do they love me? Do they love me not? You even state how many nights can we stay? How many nights can we say will change? And how many times can the same hearts break? Is this something that you've struggled with love? And how do you overcome heartbreak?
Yeah, I think that song is just it's kind of being stuck in the washing machine of that kind of like an old car where it's like, I know there's something that we could salvage here and we could probably get some money for some of these parts. But does the whole thing get us to where we want to go if we were going to get in and start it up and try and drive somewhere? And sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it's better, the car is worth more in parts than it is as a transportation vehicle. But yeah, that song is just kind of looking at someone and trying to make them have the same realization that you've unfortunately already had, and not really wanting to have that realization alone. Heartbreak is allowing yourself time a little bit and really try and understand why you're feeling like you're feeling, and also validate the reasons why you're feeling how you're feeling. Usually, if your heart is truly broken, it's because there was some type of good in the relationship that you're now grieving. And it's hard to appreciate that value and the weight of that relationship when you're grieving because it's no longer there. But I think as time goes on and as days pass or as weeks pass, you start to see all of that in a different light. So I think, unfortunately, time is the best healer of all things, but you also kind of got to do the work in the interim.
Absolutely. Sometimes in reality, it's just an unfortunate thing that we have to face sometimes before we hit that toxicity of everything. But let's go back to a whole lighter phase. You're currently on
Sure.
tour. Thank you. You're currently on tour. That's so exciting. What has been your favorite experience so far?
I really love, uh, strangely, getting in front of a group of people with no real plan on what to play and no real plan on how exactly to play it, like having a general idea. But I think it's really fun to kind of check the temperature of the room and then either say, all right, this room is a little bit relaxed. We're going to pick it up a bit. Or, um, you know, everybody just kind of seems to be in a really attentive listening mood. Like, let's keep it chill for the night. I think it's really cool to kind of gauge the overall feeling of an entire group of a few thousand people and be like, hey, this is where we're at tonight. And I hope you can meet me where I'm at, and I'm going to try and meet you where you're at. But playing live music is still probably my favorite thing to do ever. So anytime that I'm on a stage and I'm singing songs, it's the best.
But isn't that like the best moments when you have those organic like moments to really connect with the crowd and they feel your energy and you're feeling their energy? I bet like that has to be the best feeling in the whole world.
It is the best feeling ever. And last night on stage, I was thinking about how I'm giving a lot away in terms of I'm giving a good amount away in terms of people getting to know me through the music, through the in between songs banter, through whatever it is. And it's kind of like meeting people, but like a few thousand people at a time, which is all these people introducing myself for the most part. And it's really cool. And then after the show, I get to meet the people that are in the audience, and it's like you kind of fast track a lot of the fun in meeting other people in a night. And it's really awesome. And I've met a lot of wonderful, wonderful people from a lot of different places. So everything about live music, from the music itself to the environment that it creates to meeting the people afterwards, is just really special to me.
Yeah. Well, from what I've seen from your tour, I believe you're in Texas currently, right?
I am so in Texas.
So how is Texas treating you, and how have all the cities treated you so far?
It's been great. Texas has been great. Texas seems to be like a very attentive music, cerebral city. I feel like people pay attention here,
Oh yeah.
which is really cool. We're going on show number 4, I think, tonight in Houston, which is cool. It's been great. It's been wonderful. Everyone's been great. Jeremy's crowd is really great. Him and his crew are just awesome. We've been hanging out a bunch, and it's just really fun.
And also, it's still festival season, but do you prefer to do festivals, or do you prefer more of an intimate crowd at like venues and stadiums or in arenas?
To be completely honest, I've never played a festival before, or I have not played my first festival yet, which will probably be next year. And I'm really excited about that because I've only really known the like small to large room, indoor rooms life, and the festival life, according to my artist friends, is an entire different world. So I'm really excited to play my first festivals. And kind of, I'm sure that once I play the first one, I won't ever stop. So it'd be really fun.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a rush. We gotta get you at ACL, Austin City Limits.
I would love that. That festival is amazing.
And I feel like it would also be more of your vibe. Like you have that like that organic crowd or your niche of fans that love your music. Like I feel like if you want to start festival wise, I really highly suggest ACL.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
And then my last question. What has been the best advice someone has given to you since you've started this crazy music journey?
I think the best advice I've been given, is about songwriting, and it also relates to life. Someone that I look up to as a writer told me, when you are writing, do not forget to bring the particular into the universal, because the rock. That's the exact quote that they said to me, which is a fucking ridiculous.
Can you say that quote one more time? You went in and out. I apologize.
No worries. So the quote is, when you are writing, remember to bring the particular into the universal. The ride home matters, and the missed cup of coffee too.
That's a thinker, but I love that. I guess it sums up like
which is such an artsy, ridiculous, just presentation of creativity, but it's so beautiful, and it's such a nice reminder to think outside of myself, and also think about the smallest of details, and the most seemingly mundane of details that oftentimes are really important to the overall story. That advice was just specific to writing, but I think it's a nice thing to live by.
oh yeah, for sure. And I guess it goes back to what you said about wanting to live more in the present too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Sam, for your time. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you likewise. Such a pleasure chatting.
Yes, absolutely. Once again, congrats on your EP. It's amazing. I enjoyed it. I listened to it about 5 times. And I'm excited to see what you do in this industry. The industry needs someone like you. So keep doing what you're doing. Keep writing from a place of honest and presence, because we need it in this industry. So thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you for that. I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. You have a great day.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.